Welcome back to ARC Tutorials. This is SQL Top 90 Interview Question and Answer Series with detailed code snippets. This is part 2 of the series. If you have missed out on the first part, I'll request you to kindly check out. We have covered close to 25 odd interview questions already. You can get this entire PDF ebook for free at arctutorials.gumroad.com. Please download it and prepare for your interview. Let's get started with today's episode, which is part 2. So question number 26 onwards. What is a stored procedure in SQL? A stored procedure is a pre-compiled set of SQL statements that are stored in the database and can be executed multiple times. It provides a way to encapsulate complex logic and is commonly used for repetitive tasks, data manipulation, and security control. Think of stored procedures are like a methods or pre-compiled set of statements that you run every often for like a batch job after to do kind of a repetitive task like resetting certain privileges, restrictions, etc. How can you perform case insensitive searches in SQL? To perform case insensitive search, we will be using the method lower function. Or if you want to make it uppercase, you will write upper, but usually we'll always make it a lowercase search so that it will get both, right? So either lowercase or uppercase depending on how you want, we can use those functions. Just like an example here, select star from customers where lower customer name equal to John Smith. What is the purpose of group underscore concat function in SQL? The group underscore concat function is used to concatenate values from multiple rows into a single string, grouping them by a specified column. Again, I'll repeat it. It is used to concatenate values from multiple rows into a single string, grouping them by a specified column. So take an example here. Select order ID, group concatenate product name, separator is comma. That means whatever you are bringing the values into a single string, separate them with a comma as products from order details group by order ID. How can you calculate the total sum of a column in SQL? You can calculate the total sum of a column using this aggregate function sum. Just like in the previous part, we have seen different aggregate functions like max, min, average, count. Today we are learning a new one, which is sum. Sum will give you the total sum of that particular column based off a certain field. What is the purpose of cross join operator in SQL? The cross join operator is used to generate the Cartesian product of two or more tables. It combines each row from the first table with every row from the second table. Right? So you'll be getting the Cartesian output from the both or two or more tables. How can you add a new column to an existing table in SQL? For that, we will run an alter statement. We will write alter table and you want to add a column. So we will write alter table name, add new column that is age and its data type that is integer. What is the purpose of as keyword in SQL? The as keyword is used as an alias, which means it's a new name that you're giving to a column or to a table. Okay. So in this case, you're doing select customer ID as ID. So in your output, you will get the as ID because you're mentioning an alias here. How can you perform a case statement in SQL? Case statement in SQL allows us to perform conditional logic. So here we will write select product name case when price the condition then. So the typical format of writing case is you will write a case then when the condition followed by then. So whichever matches it will return that particular output. If none of these conditions match, else will be returned, which is in this case cheap and as price category. So this second column that you are returning is a price category based on these conditions that are evaluated. Hence, that's how you use the case statement to evaluate different conditions and return different values based on that particular criteria. What is the purpose of inner join in SQL? The inner join is used to retrieve records that have matching values in both tables being joined. It combines rows from two or more tables based on a certain on a related column. So take a look here. Both the tables orders and customers have a common column, related column, which is customer ID. So we can do an inner join and say select orders.order ID, customers.customer name from orders, inner joins table customers on the related column from the both the tables. How can you retrieve the current date and time in SQL? You can retrieve the current date and time using the getDate function, or you can also use current underscore timestamp. It would return you an entire timestamp, a snapshot. So the method that you can use is either getDate or current underscore timestamp. That will give you the current date and time in SQL. What is the purpose of left join in SQL? The left join retrieves all records from the left table, that is whatever is specified on the left side of the join, and match the records from the right table. That means in this case the left side table is customers, right side table is orders. We are doing customers left join orders. It will get us all the records from customers table and all the matching records from orders. How can you perform a wildcard search in SQL? Wildcard characters such as percentage and underscore can be used in combination with the like operator. Like example, select star from customers where customer name like J%. That means find all the customers whose name starts with alphabet J. It can, whatever follows after that is fine, like John, Jake, Jacob, etc. What is the purpose of having clause in SQL? The having clause is used to filter the result sets of a group by query based on a condition. So select category ID, average price as average price from products, group by category ID having average price greater than 50. So this is a classic example where you are using the same aggregate function multiple times. But you don't need to have the having clause. If you are just writing group by also is fine. But the idea is that it is having clause is used for filtering the result set, right? So if you don't want to use average here in this, that's fine. But here you're having along with group by. So that's important. Remember group by and having. How can you calculate the minimum value of a column in SQL? You can calculate the minimum value of a column using the minimum aggregate function. So just like how we have max, we have min aggregate function also. So you will write select min, that is this stands for minimum function, as minimum price from products. What is the purpose of order by clause in SQL? The order by clause is used to sort the result set based on one or more columns. It can sort in ascending, which is by default, or descending order. So you will write select star from customers, order by customer name, then ascending or descending. So ASC stands for ascending, DSC stands for descending. What is a primary key in SQL? A primary key is a unique identifier for each row in a table. It ensures that each row is uniquely identifiable and serves as a reference point for other tables. Anytime, anytime we create any a table in real time in any enterprise setup, you would always have a unique primary key field in every table. That is because you want to uniquely identify each row in the table. Think of it like if you have a student table, right? Every student will have a unique student ID. And that's what we call it as primary key. How can you delete a table in SQL? So you can delete a table by writing the drop statement. You can write drop table followed by table name. Never do that in real prod or prod management. What is a foreign key in SQL? A foreign key is a column or a set of columns in a table that references the primary key of another table. It establishes a relationship between the two tables. So when you want to build a relationship, right, we are building a RDBMS, which means Relational Database Management System. That means there are tables which are related. The data is related and they are related with a foreign key. Every table will have a primary key and then you will mention the foreign key as customer ID references this table, which is customers, in that which column? Customer ID. So that's how you write a query which uses foreign key. How can you perform a join between three tables in SQL? You can perform a join by simply using the join keyword. You will write select table 1 dot column 1, table 2 dot column 2, table 3 dot column 3 from table 1, join table 2 on the common columns, join table 3 on table 2 and table 3 again when they have the common set of related columns. What is the purpose of between operator in SQL? The between operator is used to retrieve values within a specified range, including the endpoints. For example, select column name from table name where column name between lower, that is the lower bound, and upper bound. That means between these two ranges. You'll give minimum range and maximum range. How can you calculate average value of a column in SQL? So that this we have seen in earlier also in a different way. So to calculate the average, you will use the aggregate function along with group by. You will write avg function and group by that particular column name. What is a view in SQL? A view is a virtual table derived from the result of a query. It is stored in the database but does not contain any data of its own. Views are used to simplify the complex queries. So creating a view is simple. You can do create view followed by the view name as then you write the actual query which will be bringing the data. So view is nothing but a snapshot of the table, right? It's a virtual table through which you can query and get a result. But remember, view will have only data that was executed when it was executed. That's the whole difference. How can you count the number of records in a table? We can use the aggregate function count star as row count from table where condition, whatever condition you want to add there. What is the purpose of group by clause in SQL? A group by clause is used to group rows based on a specified column or multiple columns. It is often used in combination with aggregate functions to perform calculations on group data. Take an example here. Select category, comma sum. So here we are counting the total sum of that particular field, that is quantity column, from sales where year is equal to 2023 and group by category. So this we have seen already. How can you calculate the sum of a column? I think it's repeated, but I'll still cover it. You can calculate the sum of a column using the sum aggregate function, and you can use it directly in the query like select customer ID sum where you're counting the sum of that particular column from table orders group by customer ID. Alright, so we will stop here for this particular episode, but we will continue with our next series. It's a 4-part series. So I'll continue with the next 2 series as we move along, but do make sure that you go through each one of these questions to prepare well for your interview. You can get this ebook for free of cost at arctutorials.gumroad.com for your reference and study material. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.